Yo, what's going on, guys? Egal Talks Football. We're back again with another video, and today what we're going to be talking about is the League Cup final between Manchester United, Newcastle. We're also going to be getting into the fact that Manchester United have just beaten Barcelona, and the rest of the Premier League teams have been a slight letdown in the European competitions, where Man City draw, Tottenham lost, Chelsea lost, and if I'm not mistaken, Liverpool got battered at home 5-2. We're gonna get into that. Plus, we got Tottenham and what do you call it? Chelsea facing off in the Premier League in a big six tie to see who can stay alive in the top in the top four battle. Liverpool, are they back? Honestly, I don't think they are. That's why I didn't bring a Liverpool fan on today. We're going to have to talk about that, though. And when it comes to Arsenal, Manchester City, the title race, we had to bring Vader Games on to talk about Manchester City. Welcome back, Vader Games. Hope you're doing well, my guy. We got Steven here to talk about Newcastle as they have a big matchup versus Manchester United in the League Cup. And we're gonna have Monty joining us to represent Manchester United later on in the stream. We got Hassan making his debut on the channel in a long time. I don't think you've been on since forever, maybe. So big up Qasim representing Chelsea, and Alan coming on representing today since Jay couldn't make it. Alan subbing in, and big up everyone in the chat. Big up my guy Thunder Rhodes. United are looking good. I hope we do not draw them tomorrow. Is it possible in the round of 16? Yes, it is possible to draw Manchester United in the round of 16. It is possible to draw anybody who's played already. From now on, everything is fair go. I love Ten Hag the comeback. We beat Barcelona, Iga. I know you must be happy. Herb saying big up Iga. Hope you are good. I'm good. People saying Alan, big up. Mustafa saying I hate how much you like Ten Hag as a manager. Some people obviously when your manager is getting hated on, you're doing something well. But let's get this show started, people. You already know what it is. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And where do we begin besides just talking about what we just witnessed with Manchester United, Barcelona? Did you guys think they were going to do it? Because they ended up coming back. And in my opinion, this is just Manchester United at this point. We can't even say they're just on good form. This is who they are. They just get results whenever they need it. I'll start with you, Vader.
I mean, based off of that first leg, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't watch it live. I mean, Thursday games, that's not my life. So I wasn't watching it live. I watched it on a replay. So the fact that it was a draw, I expected the same thing. I thought it was going to be a cagey second leg, maybe late in the game, someone's going to decide and get the winner. But from what I understand, United deserved it. I quickly looked at the stats. I saw the highlights. They were dictating play, and Barca didn't have an answer for them. United, can I say that they're back? I know their fans will say it, but they continue to win, and that's all that counts. That's all that counts right now.
There you go. Alan, what you saying?
Yeah, Man United for me are serious shouts for the Europa League, and they're I've got to say they're in contention for the title. I've got to say it. They're playing.
What title? Sorry.
They're playing. Yeah.
The Premier League title?
Any of them.
Oh,
FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Europa League, and Premier League. They're all in contention for it. Absolutely.
Yeah. I just think they're playing. They might not be playing scintillating football, but they're getting the job done. I thought Ten Hag was going to be a flop because Dutch managers tend to not do well in England. But yeah, he's proven me wrong. They're playing well. They're getting results. They're continuing up there. When they lost to you a couple of weeks back, everyone thought they were done. And they're still within touching distance where they were. They're not falling away like people thought they were. You know, obviously they got through tonight without even Rashford scoring. He's been their main guy this season. So I think it's all positive for Man United. I think they're back.
People saying, Egal, you're hurt. We beat Barcelona. I don't really care. Like
I'm the one who should care. I have to deal with those scum on Sunday. I should be the one bothered, not Egal.
You know what? We're gonna get into that, but we're gonna wait until Monty gets here. But yeah. Man, I don't think anybody here really cares too much that they beat Barcelona. It's more just giving them credit where credit's deserved. Am I right, Hassan?
Yeah, first of all, 3-4 months ago, I was on Football Terrace and I told Terry straight away, he couldn't believe it, really. I said, United will finish top 4 and they win European League. Yeah, I thought United will win the European League.
You said this from that early? Wow.
I did, yeah. And I did in the beginning, before the season started, Newcastle finished top 4.
You know
And
what?
last season, I said, when Conte came in late and the second owners, I said Tottenham will finish top 4. When Tottenham, I think 9 10 in the table. Yeah, I said Tottenham will finish top 4 above Arsenal and finish top 4.
Did you have that confidence in United because of how much they spent in the transfer window, like the quality that they acquired? Is that why?
No, I think the reason, when I saw Ten Hag dropping Ronaldo and relying on young men like Sancho and Rashford,
Nacho.
and hitting everyone on counter attack, and I said, listen, this guy is got the gut to drop Ronaldo, and I think he's going to go all the way. And I said they will finish top 4. They weren't top 4 that time, and they will finish. They will win the European League. And even beginning of the season, before the season started, I said Chelsea will not finish top 4, and I'm confident about it.
Wow.
You know what? That is a wild shout in the sense
And
that
you know what did I say as well? Like I said, Arsenal won't finish winning the league.
we're gonna get there. Don't jump the gun. You're giving all your material too soon. But yeah, let's jump into the next one. The next thing we have to talk about is the English clubs. And I'm not gonna lie to you, Alan. You probably don't like it when Arsenal fans talk about Champions League, and all you guys probably don't like it when Arsenal fans talk about Champions League. But the reality is, we got to talk about this. If Arsenal or Chelsea or Manchester United were in the Champions League, we could probably do better than this. You guys drew against Dortmund in a lackluster performance. Tottenham drew against Aston Villa. Tottenham drew against AC Milan in a poor performance.
No one drew. No one.
No, Tottenham lost.
Sorry. Tottenham lost. My bad. Tottenham lost. Chelsea lost. Liverpool lost, and Manchester City.
No. Liverpool got slapped. They didn't lose.
Yeah, but let's talk about these performances because, how is this happening? I thought the Premier League was the dominant league. How are we seeing the English teams getting battered in some of these competitions, and also just not getting the job done?
Okay, so the dominant league is financially rather than the best teams, because Chelsea are obviously kind of going through a rebuild where they spent loads of money. Spurs, I'd say underwhelming this season. Man City aren't normally that good in Europe anyway. They tend to not. They've got to a final, but they tend to go out in earlier knockout rounds. And Liverpool, obviously, I've just been shocking. So, yeah, I mean, out of all of them, the best one was 5-2, like Real Madrid against Liverpool, and I triggered a massive Liverpool fans this week, yesterday on Twitter. They just like it. So,
Alan, you need to stop this. You need to stop about this. You oversimplified how teams have been performing in Europe. Arsenal. Bringing up this conversation, I wouldn't begrudge you. I wouldn't say, Gal, you have nothing to say about Champions League. I wouldn't do that. Like, you deserve to bring up this topic and to have this conversation, regardless of where you are right now. Alan, City, semifinals, finals, semifinals. Let's not talk about these early exits. There have been early exits, but that was some time ago. The last 3 years, City's been right there doing their thing. And I want to point out, when we look at the Premier League and where the standings are, if we were to talk about dominance of the league, unfortunately, the teams that are representing themselves in Champions League right now are 8th and 9th in the league. They're not representing the best of the league this year, right? Let's be real. The best of the league this year is you, Igal, myself. Newcastle are up there at 4th, and there's no representative right now from United. Those are the 4 best clubs in the league, in the standings in the league right now. They would have a better representation in Champions League. I would definitely agree to that. Unfortunately, when you got Liverpool and you got Chelsea stinking to join up the way they are, it does look bad on the rest of us, unfortunately.
Oh, wait. Man City didn't win, so you can't really
Whoa! We drew away. Okay, now see, because you brought this up, and now I'm gonna have to be disrespectful. With regards to the Champions League, we need to recognize 2 legs. 2 legs. Nothing's decided on the first. And on top of that, you want to go home, if you can, with a win, at the very least a draw, not a loss like everyone else. City's going home with a draw, and we handle business when we get home.
I'm not so sure about that, if I'm honest here.
You'd rather City go home with a loss? No, you'd rather go home with a draw.
No. I'm saying about RB Leipzig going to Man City at home. I'm not so sure you can just say, we'll take care of business at home, because RB Leipzig in that first half, the reason why you scored was a mistake from Schlager. He gave the ball away, and then it was a beautiful, beautiful ball from Grealish to find Riyad Mahrez. If RB Leipzig can set up like that again, and hit you on the counter, and if they start off with Heinrich off the right instead of Klosterman, they have a chance. They really do have a chance. And if Nkunku starts as well.
You know what? We're gonna get into
a lot of ifs.
Yeah,
we're gonna get into all of that, but first, let me just ask the people who are actually in the competition. First of all, Liverpool's out. We can all agree, Liverpool's out. Real Madrid, 5 whatever, they're finished. Liverpool, I'm sorry, but you're done. You know what yourselves. What's the point of playing the second leg? You might as well forfeit. Then you have Chelsea, Dortmund. Hassan, do you think you can come back against Dortmund?
Now, listen, it's football, mate. Anything can happen. But listen, I predicted actually. It sounds weird, isn't it? I'm just predicting it all. Chelsea will lose against Dortmund. I predicted 2-1 win, doubles losing 1-0. And I think we're going to get knocked out, because the issue is I cannot see Dortmund not scoring at a bridge, because we've got a dodgy defense and dodgy goalkeeper. Yeah, we could be out. The issue is anything can happen in football, isn't it? But I think I can see Dortmund scoring, bro. I can see Dortmund scoring.
Well.
You don't.
They will.
Yeah. And then we're gonna now shift over to Alan. Alan, same question. You see Tottenham beating AC Milan, and also I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm kind of disappointed by AC Milan. I seen their performance against Tottenham. They didn't really impress me either.
Yeah, I reckon we'll win the second leg. I reckon we'll go through. I think it was. No, it's just me being honest. I didn't see anything in AC Milan. I just thought it was a really bad performance from us. And we got caught by them. And then after that, they didn't really do much else. It was just a really bad game for Spurs, which I don't think we can have in the second leg. I think second leg at home. I think it was the other way around. We lost the first leg going away. I would say we were out, but because second leg's at home, I think we'll go through.
The problem is not the defenses that attack Qasim. By the way, Matt, let me know if you're Graham Potter out. We're gonna get into Graham Potter and everything in a second. Then we have Vader Games. You're not concerned about Leipzig at all in the second leg? You're saying?
Well, no. I mean, I respect the competition. This is Champions League, right? Like, it's the biggest cup competition in the world. So I respect the competition. There's no easy wins. As I say that, though, I'm gonna want to go home with a draw at the very least. I'm going to want to control my fate, right? I don't want to have to go home down, having to outscore my competition. Now that I come home, it's 1-1. I saw how toothless our Leipzig were at home for themselves. Can I expect them to want to come out of their shell against us in our house? Yeah, of course, because they're going to go for the win. Does that bode well for us? Are we going to have more opportunities to attack? Will they no longer be bunkered down?
1-1 away too. It's a great.
Yeah, it's 1-1.
1-1 away, great. It's a great result.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Not
very
a
much.
great result. No, I'd argue.
Okay, not a great result. Is it a terrible result? What do we? It's a good result.
I think people put City on a level where it's like you're up there with the PSG. So anything less than a win is a letdown.
Yeah.
Monty, jump in on this. Do you not agree?
PSG going away without Messi or without Neymar playing. That's essentially what we had to do with no KDB, right? So we got a result of a draw away. Now we go home, fully strength. I think that's what any manager is going to want to manage things. I'm not going to, and again, I don't have the heritage. I don't have the heritage like my United friend here. I don't have the heritage like my Chelsea friend here. All right, Egal, Allen. I don't go to them for any type of Champions League talk, right? So what I understand, looking at Real, pardon me?
I don't think so either. Were you trying to flex a fouled final like Spurs and Arsenal?
I just pointed out that if I go for advice, I go to my United friend, I go to my Chelsea friend. I'm not.
We should go to a Liverpool friend. They got the most Champions League out of any English club.
They're not here.
Yeah.
That's okay. So I'm dealing with the panel right now, guys. You're ruining my flow. Let me cook.
Who are Leipzig? People are saying.
See, that's disrespectful.
Leipzig's
been getting results in that league.
Watching football outside of England, bro. Just such ignorance.
Trust me, they've been getting results outside of respect them. Now, all I want to say is, you look at what happened last year, and I don't have the heritage, but you look at Real Madrid. They weren't going away and catching. They weren't going everywhere and catching results. They were coming back home dealing with business. I witnessed it. I saw it. I think Pep took a page out of that. We don't have to put ourselves in danger and at least and possibly go down away. Let's go back home. Let's handle business. 1-1 is what the result was. And you saw how they played. If you didn't catch the match, they did nothing the first half. One shot on target in the 45th minute. Yeah, they turned things around. They got the subs. For whatever reason, Pep made no subs. Is it a trump card? Is he playing games? Is there something that he knows?
No.
I expect something different when we get home. I don't expect no subs at home to deal with them. And yeah, I'm confident that we're going to get the result that we need to move on.
Boom. Now, Monty, what you saying, bro? How you been?
I'm good, man. I'm happy, man.
You look happy.
Hey,
You look real
hey,
happy.
listen, I'm
As you
happy,
should
man. We took out Barcelona. People doubted us. People said, "Hey, you don't have the bottle. You don't have this." But I'm telling you, we handled business. Like, you know how it is, yeah. I hear, bro, when he's saying like, make sure you deal with things at home. You know, don't go to your home ground losing. Like, I get it, but saying that, yeah, it's the fact that everyone just assumed with City, just because they're a great team, that with Leipzig, it's going to be a mismatch. We assumed, because if you look at the first half, the game should have been gone. It should have been 2 or 3. Like, the game shouldn't have gone the way it went because of City's dominance in that first half. And I think that's why people are saying it's a bad result. It's the actual one, the scoreline isn't bad. It's the fact that they performed the way they did in the second half, which made people think, what's going on here? United, though, listen, man. Listen, Barcelona, away from home. You know what I'm saying? I was annoyed that we didn't get the win. I think a tie was fair, but biased hat on, I think we should have got the win. I think Rafinha's goal towards the end was a bit fluky, but it is what it is. And then obviously today, going a goal down, you know, the penalty was soft, but again, it's one of those that's like, it gets given, it doesn't get given. It's 50-50. But second half, what substitutions? Oh my God. My big Baldy, favorite, Ten Hag. Oh, I love him. I actually love him. Like, you don't understand. I'm so happy right now. The substitutions that he made, like, you know, I don't know if you guys saw the press conferences or heard quotes from it. He said, like, I'm preparing something different. So we assumed, oh, okay, like maybe it'll be a midfield three of Sabitzer, Casemiro, and Fred with Bruno pushed out to the right. We thought different combinations, and to be honest, Weghorst doesn't suit Old Trafford football. I think he's the perfect player away from home when you're trying to chase and trying to press and trying to suffocate teams away.
Grounding covers.
Yeah, but when you're at home and you need to dominate and you need to really have that killer instinct, I don't think he has that. And I think the substitutions today showed proof of that. You know, you bring in Anthony, you bring in the likes of those players, and all of a sudden, Rashford down the middle, Sancho on the left, Anthony on the right, and all of a sudden, completely different game. Barcelona just getting pressed, counter after counter, after attack after attack. So Rashford didn't score, which was a surprise to some people, but I think he did a whole lot, like tiring the whole back line. You saw Xavi having to make changes along the back line. So overall, it was a great result. I'm so happy. But the sad thing is, it's only a playoff to get into the round of 60. Like, that's the only down. It felt like a semi-final. It felt like a call. It felt like, oh my God, you know? But it's just like, we're now in the round of 16 in the Europa League. It's like, what the fuck? And we're not even seeded. We're unseeded. So we can still play Arsenal. We play all the group winners, basically. So,
you know what?
Yeah.
You know what? I want to add to that. It is unfortunately a little bit of a sad state that the mighty United and the mighty Barcelona are playing in a playoff. Like that, this game really didn't even have 100%. That much more magnitude to it. You know what I mean? Like it's weird the timeline that we're living in, right? Like these are two historic clubs, and they're playing to see 100%. Who they play in Europa. It's crazy.
Yeah, 100%. And I think Xavi last week said it perfectly. He said this could easily be a Champions League quarter, semi, or final. Like,
he's going too far with that one. But.
Nah, I think, bro, the size of the two clubs, and I think the reason why it had the viewership. Nah, I think, bro, he's spitting. Bro, Barcelona United is a heavyweight title. That's a tie.
Javi was
Heavyweight
saying
title.
historically, these two Goliaths.
Yeah, hey, that's what I'm saying. Not the
should be
team,
a
the
UCL.
institution.
Oh,
The
yeah, you
institution.
got
A
it.
little
Big
bit
picture.
of
Big
spice.
picture.
We can admit
Yeah.
it. We can admit there's a little spice in there. Can we not say
there
that?
isn't.
Like,
It's-
we can admit there's a little bit of
No,
spice.
it's not. Because honestly, like, what name clubs apart from Real Madrid that are bigger than both Barca and United? No one. It's just us three.
Bayern
at
München,
the top.
Ajax have an
It's
argument.
not
I'll
about
say-
club size.
no,
Let's
I'll
be
say-
real. It's,
No,
it's
but that's
not
what
about,
he's talking about. Like,
Okay,
you're the
fair
biggest
enough.
club in England and one of the biggest in Spain. Like, it's heavyweight football.
You know
So,
what? I think we're gonna shift away now from the European competitions, and we're gonna go back into the Premier League. And let's talk about this big cup final. Just to begin, since we're staying on Manchester United, since Manchester United are such a big club, they haven't won a cup in 5 years. They haven't won a trophy in
2017.
5 years.
2017.
And Newcastle, on the other hand, they haven't won a trophy for like 20 years or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Nope,
No,
70.
50. It's 50 plus,
70.
bro. It's 50 plus, bro.
1955, 56 was
Yeah,
our last
50,
domestic.
yeah, last.
Fucking hell. I was
And then the
not
last
being
really?
trophy, the last
Yeah,
trophy
50,
we won was
50.
1969-70, the Inner Cities Fair Cup, UEFA.
70
beat-
years.
Ujpest
They
from
have
Hungary.
not won a trophy this century. And their last one
70
came
years.
Yeah, we got into a final. We got
Bro,
into a final
bro.
in '98 against
You know
Arsenal.
what?
Lost.
Before we get to the two main guys, the Newcastle and the Manchester United fan, are you guys looking forward to the League Cup final? Because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I really don't get too excited about the League Cup final unless I'm in it. What about you guys?
I'm excited. I think we'll lose, but I'm just excited to see Newcastle United in a final. I've never seen this. It hardly, there's a whole generation of Newcastle fans never been to the new Wembley, or just Wembley in general, bro. It's been 24 years since we've been in a final. I don't think we're gonna win, unfortunately, because
People are saying championship, but like we're talking about major accolades. We're not talking about like subdivisions. We're talking about once you're in the Prem, you have the major trophies, the major honors. They haven't won that for
1 second.
50 plus
Vader
years.
wanted to jump in. What were you gonna say, Vader?
Yeah. No, well, I didn't want to cut man off, but how are you already saying that you're not going to win? You got to give reason why you don't think you're going to win.
I don't think we're going to win because, number one, I think Erik ten Hag is a better manager than Eddie Howe. Just looking at it, I'm very impressed with what Eddie Howe's done. But if I remove my bias aside, I'd have to give it to ten Hag.
Have the two of you not played already?
Yeah, we played it. It was 0-0. There are some things
Yeah.
confident. I'm talking, bro. Our recent form is the thing that worries me.
Okay.
The other thing is that I'm not sure. The Nick Pope thing and the red card. Yeah, that bothers me. And Karius coming in, people might be concerned about that. My problem isn't that. My problem is scoring goals, in my opinion, because our back four, I think defensively we're fine. We have height all over the place, bar Trippier. So the height defensive, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about goal scoring. Who do we play? Callum Wilson or Isak? Who do we play? Almiron off the right or in an attacking midfield position? We have Guimarães back, so I'm happy about that.
I think that point there, your bad form is because Bruno hasn't played, like Guimarães hasn't played.
It's part of it.
For me,
sure.
I think that's a big factor. Like your win percentage without him is so different to when he's in the team. On top of that, I think historically speaking, when United was last in a League Cup final, we played a good Southampton team, and people assumed that we'd walk the park. 2017 actually.
Yeah.
And then it was one of those where I was like, bro, like these are good teams, like Newcastle. Like, I'm generally scared of Newcastle because of they have a strong defense, and I'm not saying we don't either, but it's the fact that United, we can easily have off days, bro. Like that's just how it is. Right. Am I more confident than the Newcastle fan? 100%, because Newcastle fans don't think they're gonna win. Like that's the mood. And especially after Pope's
sorry to interrupt. It's a cup competition. Anything can happen on the day.
That's the thing I'm looking at.
Newcastle is still a strong team. I think they got a very good manager.
I think I get more confidence because I get more confidence of the performance I've just seen 30 minutes ago.
I was about to say, you just finished playing Barcelona. What's going on here?
No. Okay. Barcelona and Newcastle are two different propositions.
He's
because-
downplaying everything.
Yeah,
doesn't
what's
wanna
going?
lose.
Yo, too many United fans are talking with so
Alan, do you
little
see these
chest.
tactics? These are Allen tactics. These are Allen tactics.
No,
What do you
Alan,
mean,
Our tactics.
Alan, he's
He
doing
hasn't-
Tottenham tactics. He's basically bigging up the opponent in the case that
No.
if he wins.
Hold on. No.
What
I
the
don't
hell?
do that. I tell it.
Newcastle not a good
I-
side.
I
I'm
tell it how
I'm
it is.
getting confused.
Can-
Are they not a good side?
they-
You
they
guys
are.
are favorites to win this. No, you just finished
You're
slapping.
Yeah.
You just dealt with Barcelona comfortably.
I'm not saying we're not favorites. I'm saying people think it's a write-off already. People just assume that United will 3-0
My
Newcastle.
friend,
and
my
that's not
friend, the
case.
same way you guys were trying to
think I
say,
blew it.
oh, City getting a draw, you can look at it as disappointing result because of how
Oh,
good you guys are.
come off it, man. Leipzig.
Nah,
City-
I'm not gonna.
guys,
I'm not
guys,
gonna let
I got-
United.
listen, wait, I
nah,
got to
United's not gonna
disagree.
move to be
I've
like.
got to-
Nah, you're
I've got to
expected to win.
disagree here because
One
That's
second,
all.
class. I'm jumping.
yeah, can you hear me, guys?
Yeah,
Yeah.
jump in.
Yeah.
I got to disagree here. I don't think United is favourite. I mean, when you look at United, I mean,
What?
we had the international. Yeah, I don't think United is favourite. Let me finish. I'll tell you why. Because before the break, I think Newcastle had an outstanding run.
Big up,
That
Steve.
time, Arsenal and Newcastle are the best two teams playing good football and scoring 4 and 5 for fun, right? We had the international break, I believe, and all of a sudden Newcastle just dipped a bit. They got a lot of draws going on. But when you look at it, when Newcastle
Exactly.
beat
That's
City,
also a big reason as well.
when Newcastle beat City with 3-1 up, when we played, I think they beat United, I believe. I think they beat Tottenham. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes,
And
all the
beat
way to
Chelsea.
Spurs. Yeah.
They beat Chelsea, and they were 2-0 up. They 1-0 up against Liverpool. It should be 2-0 really. Goal disallowed. So Newcastle, you can say comfortably United going to go in the game. I disagree with that. Actually, I could vote Newcastle win that game. I mean, they never won the trophy for quite a while. They be prepared, and they won't take anything for granted. I think Newcastle could win that final. I believe so.
Also, whoever scores the first goal, that will determine a lot to the game.
Tough.
Of course.
Because if Newcastle get that first goal, oh my!
The
God,
fans are
that
gonna
would be-
play the biggest part.
Mate,
we go 1-0
that's gonna be the toughest game in
Black
a
and
long
white
time.
hell, bro. Absolutely.
No, but the thing is, going into the game with your third choice keeper, you automatically have a lack of confidence going into the game.
He
A
hasn't
lot of-
Of course,
played.
but it's
Sorry,
Of
he
course,
hasn't.
of course.
He hasn't played. He hasn't played for over
2
about
years.
over a year with Union Berlin. That's the last time he played, bro. So bit
played
nerve.
like no.
So-
You know what's also mad? Yeah, it's the fact that like, okay, we all laughed the fact that Carrius his last final appearance was the Real Madrid final, and it's like, oh my god, like, look, he's gonna probably make similar mistakes, but our fingers, whatever. This is also an opportunity for him to revamp his career. Like he's
Be a
been thrown
club
into the deep. Bro, imagine,
club hero.
imagine he has the performance of a lifetime.
You're doing too much, man.
He'll get a statue outside the ground if he makes like.
Bro, I don't understand why
mistakes.
you're not like taking it in. Like you're not taking like I don't get it. I'm trying to. You know, it is people really think yes, United, bro. I understand we are a good team. I get that. The reason, and I even watched the Barcelona game half an hour ago. Like I know we're a good team. The reason why I think this game against Newcastle is different is because the challenge that Barcelona gave us, it will be completely different to what Newcastle will give us. Newcastle will not give us this amount of space that Barcelona gave us. That's how we got our goals. If we're being realistic here, we was playing off the shoulder. We was playing
Yeah,
into
Barca
the spaces. Like,
Bruno won a
Let-
50-50
let-
off
let
the
me-
left to put the ball in, also, and that's
Let
something.
me hear you.
Okay,
Let me hear you
let's
say that
hear-
you're more
let's
fearful
hear
of
from-
Newcastle than
one
Barca.
second.
Let me
Let's
hear you
hear
say
from
that.
Vader. I want to hear Vader's prediction, Alan's, Qasim's, mine, and then we'll go to them and we'll finish off this segment. So, Vader, what's your prediction going into this League Cup final? Manchester United versus Newcastle. What are you saying?
My prediction.
People
is
in the
that-
chat, also give me your prediction.
Yeah, let's hear this. My prediction is that if United continue to be underestimated and measured up to be equal to Newcastle or competition that's less than Barcelona, they're going to continue to win and get these results. They continue to get underestimated, they're going to continue to win. You rate them as a challenging and dangerous club, and 3 points, 2 points from actually challenging within this league, they'll have the proper respect and competition that they deserve. I expect United to win. I just saw them beat Barcelona, and they're about to play Newcastle that don't even have their starting keeper. Come on. It's Newcastle to win. I mean, sorry, it's Newcastle to lose.
Ah, hey, we're saving that clip. We're saving that clip.
You want Newcastle to win. Okay, I'm
You
personally
really at heart.
I'm personally gonna go United to win, and I think
Which United? There are two of them, bro. Put some respect.
Manchester United.
All
When I
right.
say United, I mean
We've been Newcastle United since 1892. These guys were, what was it, Newton?
the
Heath?
original Uniteds are Sheffield United, bro.
Yes, the original, and so we're second.
They're the original.
Anyways, I'm gonna go with a 3-0 Manchester United. Just I'm sorry, Steve, but it's like I just think Newcastle. This is going to be a tough game for them, and the moment is going to be just too tough for them. And Manchester United, they've been there before, they've done it before. You can see them; they've won trophies before. Some of these players, it might be tough for them.
Yeah, that's a fair
Trippier is gonna
result.
be
Steve
huge,
doesn't
though.
even believe they're going to win. That's a fair result.
Okay, what about you, Qasim? What are you saying? Manchester United thing. By the way, some people in the comments saying 3-1, 3-1, 2-0 Newcastle. That would be amazing.
I hope.
See,
2-1
look at
Newcastle.
majority of the comments are saying Newcastle as well. Like, come on,
3
now.
Those are
United.
hating. Those are hating
Only
comments.
one
man.
person said Newcastle. Come on, Qasim. What are you
Bro,
saying?
there was two that said Newcastle.
I think I'm gonna. I mean, United is in a great form. Don't get me wrong. And Newcastle has not been in a great form right now. I'm gonna go Newcastle to win that game.
Get in.
Score?
I'm gonna go Newcastle to win that game. I think it's gonna be goals in it. It could be 3-2 Newcastle.
Oh, I don't think it'll be high scoring. No way.
Okay,
Not-
what
not-
about
Finals
you,
written.
Alan? 1 second, guys. You're gonna get your turn, Alan.
Yeah, so for this game, I can't believe you're sitting here with people in a final and they're all going, nah, the other one's going to win. Nah, it's ridiculous. Let's just.
That's what you did in the League Cup final against City.
I was there saying we should win it. Doesn't matter about Mourinho or
No,
anything
we
like that.
should win it too. But I'm come on now.
Exactly. So I was saying no, we should win it. Anything but without winning it is a failure. So I was saying the same thing first. Let's put it into context. United are coming back after this game, and they've got obviously the final on Sunday. Newcastle will be the fresher. Newcastle have the keeper problem, but that's the only problem that I know that they have. Obviously, apart from that, they've got.
Exactly.
So it's not going to be as one-sided as people think. Newcastle pull out there. Steve, I think your name is. Say, better manager of Ten Hag doesn't mean anything. Roberto Di Matteo won 2 cups for Chelsea in a couple of months. The FA Cup and the Champions League. So that goes out the window. So for me, that's just a really weird argument to have there. Any manager can win anything. Any team can win anything. That's why you have, upsets. That's why you have stuff like that happening in competitions. I reckon it's going to come down to the team that's more up for it on the day, in the face and all that. I think that'll be Newcastle. I think a Karius masterclass is incoming. I think it's going to be 2-0 Newcastle.
Yeah.
You know what? That is a good one. Let's now go to Steve. Steve, give me what your heart says it's going to happen and what your head says is going to happen.
I don't go with my heart. That stuff is bro. That's not for me. I'm on the spectrum. I'm too blunt and honest for stuff like that. Nonsense.
Stop it.
I go. You know how I look at it, bro? I look at it from a betting perspective. What would I actually put money on for a scoreline? Because you put your money where your mouth is. So for me, do I feel more comfortable putting down on a Newcastle United win or a Man United win? Unfortunately, it would be a Manchester United win. What we do have going in our favor is that we drew 0-0 with them. But were also some obviously, Man United could add probably 2 penalties in the second half, I believe. So got bailed out there. The thing is, when I look, I think John Smith said it in the comments. He had the experience of guys like Casemiro, 5 Champions Leagues. You've got Lisandro Martinez, Champions League experience, KNVB Bekkar experience with Ajax, winning trophy, all this stuff. Yes, we have some title winners like Trippier.
What about the 70 years of hunger, though? The 70 years of hunger.
Yes, I know, bro. I am hungry. I'm starving. I'm starving, man. I'm starving. That's what I'm saying. I can't look down.
There's nothing wrong with being humble. Well, Monty, what's your score prediction before we move on?
Oh, I have to give mine. 2-1 Manchester United, unfortunately.
2-1 United. What about you?
Unfortunately.
Monty.
I think this will be a game. It won't be easy. It might go into extra time. I really think it might go.
Extra time.
I could see that,
bro. I think you'll go into extra time because, we played a really if you guys watch the game today, really tough game, especially in that second half. Yes, we was on top of Barcelona, but like we had to grind, especially the last few minutes. It must have taken a lot out of the team in that preparation towards that. So I don't know. Sunday, listen, extra time. I think we will win it. I think it'll be 2-1 United. Obviously in extra time. I do think we will, but I do want people to understand, like, Newcastle, this isn't a one-horse this isn't a one-horse final. Like, Newcastle are very much in this as well. Like, if they score first, bro, it is gonna be a long game for United. You know what I'm saying? And Newcastle's defense is really, really good.
Exactly.
Like,
They think it's gonna go to penalties. Interesting.
Newcastle know how to manipulate the space as well. Like, they play to make sure that they are disciplined enough. I honestly believe that. And one more thing before we move on, Karius, people will laugh. I think they might be a course of redemption for him. Like, this game can really revitalize his career. Like, bro, since that final,
he's never gonna start though.
No, but
how do you know? I mean, if
it's not even starting.
We got my brother Abdelaziz.
Bro, it's not even starting. It's selling him, because think about it. If he has a great performance in the final, that means clubs are gonna be like, you know what? Like, he's not just the mistake of Madrid final. You know, people will take him seriously, especially if he has a good performance and he has an outstanding
You know what? We're gonna stop it there. We're going to stop it there, and we're going to go on to the Premier League fixtures now. But before we go any further, shout out to my guy, Abdelaziz. Big up to you, man. Says we miss you in the 6th. Bro, I'll be back soon, hopefully. I'll be back soon. Trust it. But, yo, people, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button right now. Where should we go? Should we go title race, or should we go Potter in, Potter out? Conte in, Conte out.
Talk about champions, bro. Let's not talk about losers. Come on.
No. It's just as fun. Let's get into the Potter in, Potter out debate. And then from there, we're going to go into Conte in, Conte out debate. Then we're going to talk about both teams. It's a good one. Are people still doing, one second. Are people still doing, what do you call it? Conte out?
I am.
Okay, fair enough.
You're also managers, man.
Qasim, talk to me about Graham Potter, bro. Talk to me about Graham Potter. Is he out of his depth? Because Matt earlier was in the stream, and he's basically saying he's Potter out, and he has no patience for Graham Potter.
Yeah, mate. I called him out a while ago as well, mate. I mean, when you go out, Chelsea Football Club, right? We're all over the shop right now. I'm not gonna lie, right? We had Tuchel. We got the new owner. They start signing players like Koulibaly, 33, Aubameyang, 34, and we said, all right, this proven player, we're gonna go try to challenge for the league. And all of a sudden, sacked Tuchel and gone in January and started signing early 20s players. So obviously the project shifted. So obviously each player was signed is 100 million. So in order, to get this player going, you have to get the right manager. What's his name? Graham Potter, man. He's not the right manager, in my opinion. Guy come from Brighton.
Who would you want to replace Potter then?
Say it again. Right. Okay. Listen, bro. This question is very crucial, right? Because obviously I had it in my channel, and I had got all the Chelsea fans obviously in my back. Listen, I really like Brendan Rodgers. I really do. I was last week with Brendan Rodgers.
Brendan Rodgers.
Yeah, Brendan Rodgers. Yeah, I do like him. And I was with him last week, and I had a very good conversation with him about coming to Chelsea. And he said, obviously, he didn't want to reply about it. But yeah, I was pushing for Brendan Rodgers to come to Chelsea. I rate him very highly, Brendan Rodgers. I think he's
really.
Yeah, I do. I really do.
I don't hate that shout, bro.
No, I'll rather keep Potter. If that's the avenue we're going, we might as well keep Potter, bro.
I think it's wild.
Listen, bro. Are you a United fan, right? I remember when I used to go to work, I've got my United mates, and I used to take a make about Oli, and obviously Potter give me that vibes right now. I can't take a make anymore because I've got Graham Potter. It's just the same Oli situation. Brendan Rodgers. Do you know how I take Igal as well? I would take Bielsa.
What the hell's going on, Vader?
Nah, what is going on, man?
I don't,
What is
honestly,
going on?
sorry. Don't
Do you-
just Bielsa, bro.
Do you see the
Bielsa
state?
is a top
You see the
manager.
I
state
think
of these
Bielsa
Chelsea
for
fans.
England. Bielsa for
Okay,
England.
let me just stop. Let me just stop everything there.
Lord.
You said you said you take Brendan Rodgers. You said you take Bielsa.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm just gonna say this: people saying Graham Potter needs time. People are making jokes saying Graham is God sent. May he continue. I honestly believe that Steven's celebrating a goal. I don't know what game he's watching. Oh,
Shakhtar just beat Stade
Shakhtar.
Rennais on penalties. We're in the Europa League.
Oh, okay.
That's a
And then-
in the Europa.
When it comes to Chelsea, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Sacking Graham Potter doesn't change anything. In the short term, you have the same issues still there. The owner is the problem. The owner made too many changes. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He's out of his depth as an owner, and it's gonna take him time to get things sorted out. If you sack this manager, you're going to pay him 80 million in compensation.
That's fine, bro. That's
Yeah, but the issue is,
you know, Chelsea.
One second.
No, that's not fine. How's
No,
that
it's
fine?
not.
What's going on here?
Listen,
No,
they
Chelsea,
paid.
I'm just saying
One
it's fine
second.
because
Stop.
Chelsea
Stop.
always
Stop.
lay off their
Stop.
managers.
Stop. Understand that they paid Antonio Conte 12 million to get out of his contract. The most anyone has ever paid a manager to get out of their contract was 12 million. They are going to have to pay 20 million to Brighton for compensation. They're going to have to pay him 60 million and including some of the staff that he brought with him.
60 million.
Yeah, because he's on contract for 5 years.
Total 80 million pounds.
Yeah.
This is going to cost them if they sack him tomorrow.
It makes no sense.
Hey, mate, bro.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm
Yeah, sorry.
saying, I'm saying if you
This
guys
is,
are
Miguel,
suggesting
right?
Rodgers,
The owner clearly
One
he
second,
made
one second.
a mistake. So the owner made a mistake. Okay, he rushed. He's going to get Graham Potter. Listen, the issue is what is the myth is Arteta, because Arteta came in as a young manager and obviously had that project and process. Everyone will now want to go do that project like Arteta because Arteta now leading the league, right? But not for Chelsea Football Club, bro. The owner came in, went to there, and got the manager. So he's got to pay for his mistakes, in my opinion. He knows now the Chelsea fan region now. They want him out. And I think he will get sacked, in my opinion.
But who's going to pay the 80 million?
Chelsea, the owner.
Can I try to speak some sense to this,
Go ahead.
to the craziness that's going on here? It's a new owner. It's a new philosophy. It's no longer a manager every. Pardon me?
Is there a philosophy?
Well, there is no longer the old philosophy, which was a manager every 18 months, less than every 2 years. We got someone new in here, and the fans themselves, Chelsea fans, being so accustomed, we got a new manager. Oh, I get to use this loophole and say, this manager doesn't have his players. Give him time. No, that's out the door. Todd Boehly came in from the jump, said this is a long-term vision. Tuchel did not have my long-term vision. He's out of here. Potter, I'm bringing you over here, and I'm bringing over your coaching staff. I pretty much took everyone that you agreed was successful, made you do your thing, brought them over here. That's a long-term vision. That's not, I'm going to sack you if things aren't going right for one season. That's like, we're going to make this work. And you brought up the point. Arteta, because of what he's done, many clubs are going to look at doing things his way. I'm not saying that it's
Arteta
wrong.
wasn't ever this bad at Arsenal, and I'm not even a huge fan of Arteta.
Whether it's bad or not, if Arteta finished 8th,
yeah, come on, back to
if
not do
Chelsea
that now.
are going to
Let's not
finish
do that.
anything outside of relegation, you ride it out, because look at what he's invested with a long-term vision. I know Chelsea fans aren't accustomed to that. I know that. London-based, they're cool to having things
They're
top
spoiled.
4. That's where they live. 100%. That's where they live. Silver spoons. But it's different
Pay
now.
80 million in installments.
It's different now.
Peter, he will get sacked. Listen, Peter. Listen, Peter.
Graham
Listen.
Potter
He will get
will be Chelsea's second highest investment ever in their club history.
Bro, for me, it does not make sense for you to sack Graham Potter if you do not have an adequate replacement. Brendan Rodgers, Bielsa, no, because for me,
You know, they
Chelsea
reached out to
don't need that.
Pochettino.
Yes,
and
and
he told them fuck off.
And he said no. So for them to reach out, that mean for them to reach out, that mean they want to get him out. So he will go. Trust me when I tell you that. He will go. Regards Peter conversation. Peter, first of all, Peter, you got Guardiola, bro. So you have no issue whatsoever. You got a very rich owner. You got rich owner, Sheikh Mansour, so it's no issue there whatsoever. But I'm telling you right now, I'm in for the project. If we got the right manager, we don't have the right manager, bro. I mean, it's very meaty manager. And obviously, look at his character, look at the performance, and we don't even have that, right? If he's came from Brighton, but the performance there, the character is there, I have no issue. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel, but it's no performance, no character, no winning 15 or whatever. Win twice in 15. It's just absolutely shocking, in it. So he's gonna have to go. We have to get the right person out, in my opinion.
And you know what? Let's just go to Alan now. Alan, Antonio Conte, are you still Conte out?
Yeah. Why would it be any different?
Okay, going into this game, what are you saying?
So,
what would he have to do to get you back on side for the rest of the season?
Well, he's not going to do anything this game because he's not there, is he? Because he's still away in Italy. There's nothing he can do to get me back on side. Because I'll tell you for what. The last two performances that he hasn't been there, we've played better. Our players have looked free, able to express themselves, attacking the 10, everything like that. When he's there, our players look restricted, negative as hell, look nervous to play football. It's just chalk and cheese between like Conte being there and not. I think he's on his way in the summer. And obviously, thanks for being the manager. Thanks for getting top 4. Great, thanks, whatever. No hard feelings, but it's not going to work at Spurs. In regards to the Chelsea thing with Potter, you're spending 600 million buying 12, 13 players just to get Potter out after 8 months. I mean, Chelsea are shooting themselves in the foot. There's no philosophy there. It's a madman with money just throwing it everywhere because you're getting everyone tied down to long-term contracts. And if they don't work, then you can't get rid of them because you're going to have to pay out shitloads. It makes no sense the way they're doing things. It really, mate, you're on mute. I can't hear you, but I can see you.
Alan, but to your point, if they've just spent 600 million and they're buying all these players, why kill the manager for it? What could you really expect from this manager?
If they're reaching out to Pochettino, they're trying to kill the manager for it. That's what I'm saying. There's no philosophy. It's Chelsea being Chelsea, regardless of who's in charge.
Can I tell you guys how crazy this guy is? Let me tell you this story. I don't know if it didn't get much media coverage, but I read about it literally the other day. Todd Boehly is so mad in January, he sacked their head of physio over a Zoom call because he was late.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's not
He's a nutcase.
Apparently, there's been like 3 times no training this week and all that. You know, the players. It looks like the players don't really care. Yeah, apparently so. That's what means.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That's right. 3 times, like when you lose into Southampton, you don't go in and rectify the problems. This is what I'm saying. This weekend, if we don't whoop Chelsea, not just beat them, if we don't smash them, I'm going to be absolutely disappointed in Spurs and I'll be absolutely livid. They're there for the taking. They're a headless chicken. They've got quality players. No one can doubt that, but they're all pulling different directions. We should beat Chelsea comfortably. If we do
you know what, Alan?
The old Spursy thing, and I've had enough of my own team, but we should be.
You know what, Alan? When you look at Alan, right? I mean, you're right. When we expect us to lose, against Conte side of the stuff, especially when Chelsea, under that circumstance. But Water can go there and win, mate, and that's the issue. I'm gonna have a problem with that because when Tuchel won the Champions League, it's paper over the crack. We had an issue in the squad because we won the Champions League, but we ended up just fighting for the top 4. So in the league, we were absolutely atrocious. In the Champions League, because it's a cup competition, we managed to win that. So I am really worried. Chelsea go in there, beat Tottenham, beat Leeds, and beat Dortmund because it will paper over the crack, and we're gonna keep the manager. And I don't think he's the one. So I think sometimes things have to happen in order for for him to go, if you know what I mean.
He'd rather lose because he's of the mindset short-term pain for long-term gain. I agree with him, bro. Potter
shouldn't be allowed to run a football club. Listen, I'm just gonna say this. I think this needs to be said. You guys have a lot of issues. You guys are spoiled brats. And at this moment in time,
no, it's called having standards.
One second. There's standards, and then there's illogical.
Nope, there's standards. But go on, explain. Sorry.
You can't expect players who don't know each other, who literally met last week, to come and mesh and instantly be good. It was always going to take a level of time.
Okay, but Ten Hag brought in players like Casemiro. Casemiro didn't know these
but
dudes.
even if you bring in another manager, he's going to have to figure out who the shit players are, who the good players are, who's going to stay long term, who's going to be leaving, who's going to be part of his first 11, what kind of style they want to play, everything. When they sacked Thomas Tuchel, they knew the rest of the season was pretty much a write-off. You cannot expect them to sack the manager mid-season and expect them to be like, you know what, now we're going to go and win 4 or 5 trophies with Graham Potter. They knew this was a project. They knew this was a situation where the manager was coming in. Now, I get you. Graham Potter is playing terrible, and he's not getting the results. He needs to get results to even have something to believe in, right? That's the problem where he needs to have some sort of results. My thing is, I'm not here defending Graham Potter. I don't give a shit what happens with Graham Potter. But I'm just saying him leaving doesn't necessarily solve all your issues. It just prolongs the situation to the next person. You're just going to push the issues onto another person who's going to be another scapegoat, where Todd Boehly the whole time has been the problem. Now let's get into this game, Tottenham Newcastle Tottenham Chelsea.
I wish we played them.
Your fan base, the reason why I'm getting at your fan base, Mason Mount gets dropped, there goes the loyal Mason Mount fans. They're now against Potter. Right?
He's crap anyways.
Before Mason Mount got dropped, you had a level of fans that always agreed and trusted the process. The moment he got sacked, they flipped on the manager. I mean, the moment he got benched, they flipped on the manager, right? Then you have the people who already wanted him out a couple weeks ago. They're angry still. The results are not getting better. And then losing to Southampton just made it 10 times worse. So if you lose against Tottenham, will he get sacked? Probably not, because you have no succession plan. That's the real issue.
Chelsea fan base gonna be pissed.
Yeah, but your owner.
Again,
if lose this game,
if they tried to get in touch with Poch and he said no, they clearly haven't. They have a plan B.
They don't have a succession. They don't have a plan.
But this is my point, though. Like, I think you have to weather the storm. Right now, Chelsea are going through a mad patch, right? But we've also seen Chelsea in the past go from 10th to 1st, or that's very sporadic. Nothing's ever consistent with Chelsea. That's just how they are, you know? Like clubs like Arsenal, United, and other teams around that. There's always some sort of like middle ground. There's always
my question to everyone here. My question to everyone here: sack Graham Potter tomorrow. Do they get better?
Yep.
No.
I think so.
This is what I don't understand. Listen, Graham Potter. Okay, this is what I need people to get. Yeah, people talk about Graham Potter and Brighton.
I sent you the link,
Matt. No. People say Graham Potter and Brighton. Yeah, people don't realize how long it took Graham Potter to build Brighton to what they are now. Like, people forget that. People just assume last season, look what he did. But he's been there for a good period of time, for a few years, and he implemented his style slowly. The team that Graham Potter inherited at Brighton to the team that he left, completely different. Bro, Glenn Murray used to play for Brighton. Are we forgetting this, bro? Look at the type of caliber. Like, they have guys like Estupiñán. They have Brighton is a well-worked club, and it all came from Graham Potter and his team, the team that he worked with. Scouting, exactly. So then he goes to Chelsea, and people assume, oh, look what Graham Potter did at Brighton last year. Why is that not happening this year, bro? Things like this take time. Like, if he did like this season for me, yes, people say, oh, give him time, but you can't say give him time loosely, because let's say Ten Hag, for example, he's come to United and he's shown me in a small space of time his potential, what he could do when things are really going well. We've had good results. We're not really bad. We're actually pretty good.
But can I just stop you a second here, my friend, my mate? You cannot compare. Listen to me, right? Let me just put this to bed right now, right?
I'm just saying.
One second. You cannot compare Ten Hag to Graham Potter. Ten Hag have the personality.
I'm just saying.
Just let me finish. You cannot compare Ten Hag to Graham Potter, because he's got a character to drop Ronaldo, and he will tell people off. And he's
of course.
Graham Potter. Just 1 second. Graham Potter, right? He seemed like he's trying to please some players. And obviously, he's paying the price for that right now, because I don't think any players respected him, or they say, what the hell is you? What is your CV? and that's become a Chelsea Football Club. Listen, over the years, Chelsea Football Club, the dressing room is always got that, players look at the manager. If they're not like Conte, for example, or Mourinho, or say Guardiola, or Klopp, Chelsea is that just type of club. They have to deal with a big character, in my opinion.
No, I get that, but the reason,
but I think that's really.
I don't want to spend too much time on this part. Let's try to wrap it up and let's go into the game.
Last thing. I want to say the reason why I brought up Ten Hag and Graham Potter and United and Chelsea, the reason why some people don't agree with give him time is because they say, in this time, I have not seen anything that shows him he deserves more time. Like football is about the future, but you still need to get results now. You still need to be doing somewhat okay now. So that's the only reason I brought it up. And in general, I do think next season you'll see a completely different Chelsea. Like I think the players will adapt to the league much better, and the players that they've signed, they will do far better next season than this season. That's what I think.
Very quickly, just
one second. 1 second. There's a surprise guest who came in who just wants to make fun of Potter. Matt, what's up?
Yeah, great. I can't sit here and he says Graham Potter. I can't.
That's what
Graham
I'm
Potter's
saying,
not that
bro.
guy.
I don't get it.
Graham Potter's garbage. Now, me and Kasim been chatting for months now. I was Potter out before he even walked in those doors. The guy's garbage, and he's shown to us how shit he is. This guy, he comes out and says, all his fans come and say, give him time. The time he's using, he's going and giving days off to the players to do their TikTok dances. It's fucking embarrassing. We've had 3 days off this week.
Thank you.
Why are we having 3 days off this week? We got Spurs on Saturday or Sunday. It's embarrassing. We need a world-class manager to come in, bring some fucking authoritarianism in this club. You want to get and as Kasim said, a bad boy. We need a bad boy at this club who come in and do some authoritarianism. Potter's not that guy. He's a yes man. He's a fucking beta. I don't like this guy. He comes with 600 million pounds.
I don't think he's a yes
You
man.
can beat Southampton with 600 million fucking pounds. Anyone can do that. Anyone can beat Southampton with 600 million pounds.
Okay, but what you're looking
We
at,
didn't beat Southampton in the League Cup. We didn't beat them. We lost 2-0.
Yeah, you didn't beat him.
Yeah, but Newcastle.
I'm sorry, but I'm not Manchester City. If I lost to South fucking Hampton, I'll be absolutely up myself. I'm pissed, right? But you can't look at these players because the players don't know what the fuck they're doing because we don't have a tactics. We don't have a formation. What is Graham Potter's tactics? What is it? Even Lampard, the worst Chelsea man.
Pause. I'll ask you this one question. Do you think he has the players to fulfill his style of play? To fulfill his philosophy?
What is his style of play?
What is it?
What is it?
What he built? Okay, so do you not? Are we forgetting what he did at Brighton?
What did he do at Brighton? He did it for 15 to 14. He did it for 15 to 14. 15 to 14.
1 second. Listening to Matt, you're not going to change his mind.
No, but he has every right to argue. He has every right to argue.
I'm not trying to change his mind. I'm just trying to see, I get the whole, you need to do something now, 600 mil, you shouldn't be whatever.
It should be automatically winning the league.
No, I get that. Football doesn't work. Football doesn't work like that. And also, the players that you buy for this much money, that doesn't mean they're a good player. How many big money signings has there been? And they've all been flopped apart from, one or two. So forget the price tag. Look at the players and look at the profile and look at how are they going to fit into this team. And I think next season will be a better representation of that. I think this.
Under Butter. What are you saying? Under Butter.
What changes
he's saying
this season, next season? Time.
He's saying time can fix a lot of things.
He's been here since September.
Let's look at the mess. So, Gal, just very quickly, how many players that started for Arsenal this season are still playing for Arsenal now? About 9, 10? In the starting lineup, about 9 or 10.
From Arteta, only 2.
No, what I'm saying. So obviously, the started this season. So you're missing what I'm saying is you got the 8 or 9 of the same players still starting from the first game to now. Yeah. Man City probably about 8 or 9. You've got Newcastle probably the same. Even Spurs who have been shocking in injuries probably about 8 or 9. Chelsea, I just checked. Chelsea, 4 players that started the first game started the game against Southampton. That's how much transformation.
But that's on the manager, Alan.
The only other team that had that is Nottingham Forest, and they're struggling with all the people they bought as well.
That's your board.
Not a quick fix.
Hang on, but let's look at. Hang on. But Alan, here's the thing.
Alan, but that's on the manager, bro. That's on the manager.
No, it's not on the manager. You brought in the players. You have to play the players.
Stop. Everyone stop. It's not on the manager. It's not on the manager that your whole club has been bringing in players. It's literally buying a bunch of players on what do you call it? on FIFA and thinking they're all chemistry is just going to mix.
Right.
Even
Exactly that.
I get that, but at the same time, Graham Potter is a manager of a football club with extremely high standards and tradition of winning and shit like that. The fans have standards, and the fact is, you hire Graham Potter to be a football manager.
If he was a world,
your standards changed when Roman left your club. Those you know when we as rival fans was mocking Chelsea because your days of winning was apparently gone because of Roman. Roman was a serial winner. He didn't care. He had no loyalties. He didn't care if he was that bad. You're gone because what does he want? He wants silver. He wants trophies. This new owner's coming, bro. There's gonna be a transitional period. Bro, there's gonna be a transitional period, anyways. When you have new owners come into a club, there's gonna be a period of time where you think, oh, we are Chelsea. This is squad value. This is us. Oh, we have better players. Things should be going well.
Yeah, but I think, guys, 1 second. I think you're missing the point, guys. You really are missing the point. I don't have a problem with that project process. I don't like to use the word project because it's an Arsenal word, by the way.
what?
That's what you know what it is. We beat it. No,
it's an Arsenal word. I don't like to. Anyway, I don't have a problem with that. We just need. My point I'm trying to make is we need the right manager. Okay.
I don't think Chelsea fans are against giving a manager.
Okay, let me ask this question.
We need a world-class manager. We need a world-class manager.
That's what I'm saying, Matt. We need the right manager. Some players at Chelsea football club.
We had him. We had him and we sacked him.
Chill. Let Vader jump in.
Okay. Chelsea fans, the breakup with Tuchel is over. He's not coming back. That is over with. It's not going to be a Mourinho. He's not coming back to your club. He's not coming back. All right? Say bye. You had great times. He's gone.
Matt wants him back.
Now he does. Now I want to say this. Because you said it. Project. It's an Arsenal word. Chelsea fans don't want to hear project. They don't want to hear time.
Just like how Real Madrid fans don't.
Because Arsenal just did it. They don't want to do what you guys did, even if it makes sense, even if it's the different way that Todd Boehly wants to take things. You guys can't continue to be goal diggers. You're not always going to get the established manager. That's not going to be. You can't continue to move that way. You're going to get the guy that's working in the stock room.
Bro,
let me finish.
Okay, go.
You're going to get the guy that's working in the stock room. He's going to build himself up. And he's going to have you guys successful. Can you guys take the time to do that? You're too spoiled too. So I agree with you. It's not going to work for the fan base. They're not going to have the patience for it. But not every club can go around firing manager after manager after manager and get the best and make it work. Let me ask you this question before I give out the mic.
Right.
Would you guys accept being out of top 10 if it meant next season you're competing for top 4?
How?
Say it again.
As I said,
They've done it before.
Would you guys accept this season? Would you? You got to build on something.
Season,
hold on, let me finish. Would you accept
season?
being outside of top 10 this season if you're competing for top 4 next season?
Yeah.
Because
we already understood that though. I would take 10th place. I don't care. Right, I'll take 10th place if we're having a process. But you guys spend 400 million in January. That's showing to me you got rid of no players. No players left the club. He had the option to get rid of him. He didn't get rid of him. So for me, that's saying he's challenging for something this season. I'm saying, what's he challenging for? And then he comes from January. It's been 4 games since it, and nothing's getting changed. I'm looking at these players. I'm seeing there's no motivation. I'm seeing there's no urgency. Look behind the scenes, Vapor. If you look at the Southampton game, there's no urgency. No one wants. Not even the new players want to be. It's embarrassing, and it comes down to leadership and authoritarian. There's no captain in this team. I've said Aspilicueta is the worst captain in Chelsea history. He's shocking. I don't like the way he captains. He's not a captain. And you got a Graham Potter, a yes man, who's no focus on this team. There's no authority, no discipline in this team, no showing anything. I need a leader. You need a leader to win this. The way we've won the Premier League, we've had leaders. We don't have yes-mans coming in. So I'm saying, from personal experience, we need a leader.
Right, let me answer that one. Just 1 second.
One second.
First of all, Peter, let me answer your question, bro. But you don't know me. I thought Chelsea. Listen, my standards, my yardstick always Chelsea to win the league or to compete. No top 4. Not top 4.
Exactly. Who gives a shit about top 4?
Yeah, no.
Just one second.
Let me finish. 1 second. I am refusing to say Chelsea charging for top four. Refuse to say that. I want Chelsea to compete. We spent it 600. Listen, bro. We spent it
I'm listening,
600 million, and that's enough for any team to go win the league. Hand down. I believe that strongly. 600 million, right? Point number one. Point number two. 1 second.
But you spent the money pointless.
Graham Potter, bro. Graham Potter is not the right character, I believe, to take these players. There was 100 million each. I know we've got a players dead. They're not good enough to play for our football club. It's clearly the goalkeeper, for example. And I spoke to Matt 100 times about keeper. I don't think it's good enough to play for Chelsea Football Club. And I can mention a lot of names, but it's not right now. So it's some dead players at Chelsea Football Club. But the character, the manager, if you don't have the right leader, i.e. the manager, the ship is gonna sink, and they're gonna sink it very quick, mate. That's what's happening.
You know what?
Okay,
Just 1 second, guys. We've been on this for so long. I'm just gonna stop everyone for a second, right? Ozzy Gunner, if you want to jump on, you can jump on. Matt, thank you for jumping on, my guy. Give me your score prediction for the Tottenham game.
I'm gonna say. I don't like
You always beat
Chelsea.
Spurs.
I'm gonna say 1-1. I'm gonna say a 1-1 draw.
And Newcastle, you got a prediction for that, bro?
Nah, let's go game by game. I'm gonna take it slow. I'm gonna at least I want to hope for a draw because I'll be honest, I don't see us winning. I don't know who scores the goals for us to win.
You always beat.
Okay,
them.
fair
We
enough.
always, I know, and that's the thing. We always beat Spurs, and we'll see what happens. If we don't beat Spurs, I don't know, but it's 3 points lane. 3 points lane. That's hopefully. We'll wait and see. But big up, everyone. Big up.
Big up, Matt.
Big up to you, man.
Alan, what about Tottenham? What are you saying? Tottenham versus Chelsea. You're gonna smoke them. You're saying?
Yeah, 3-0.
3-0. Okay.
Oh, 3.
Easy.
Oh.
Easy.
Anything less than that, and I'll be so pissed at Spurs. I really will be. They're there for the taking. I'll be pissed.
Qasim?
Who's taking the game? The assistant or Conte?
The assistant.
Freaking Alan. No. I know we're very bad, Alan, and we got a bad manager, bro. But yeah, listen. I predicted Chelsea to lose that game, but after Alan saying that, I'm gonna.
Back your team.
I'm going for 1-1. I'm gonna go for 1-1.
1-1. Vader?
On the floor with these lot.
This
Vader.
is oh my gosh. 1-0.
2.
1-2.
2.
Okay. What about you, Steve?
1-0 to Hugo. I didn't hear.
He said 1-0 Tottenham, no?
Yeah, well, the only one talking with chest.
I'll say I can't trust Spurs defensively, bro. So I'm actually go 2-1 Chelsea.
Woo, that's crazy.
Big thing,
what about you, my guy?
Sorry, Alan.
Nice.
I think honestly, it's just one of those games. Premier League heritage. You always beat them. Chelsea always beat them. Spurs, their defense is horror. I don't know. It's like what? I'll give it 2-0. I think it'll be 2-0.
2-0.
I mean, Chelsea
Okay.
2-0.
You know what? I think Tottenham win. I'm gonna go 2-1 Tottenham.
I'm the only one to pick Chelsea win.
No, I picked.
1 second. Ozzy Gunner jumped on. He probably wants to talk about Chelsea.
One second. Can I say something?
Go ahead before.
One second. Chelsea fans showing their impatience because they've had it good since Abramovich came in 2003. They need to learn patience because before 2003, when they didn't have the money, they were nothing.
They had Zola, they had Vialli, they had.
I think you need to relax, bro.
They won your trophy hero there and all that, but so they've got to go back to patience before they got their money. That's what
I agree. I agree. Abramovich elevated them. They're still good players. They had Vialli.
No, 1 second, guys.
It's not about good players. It's about this. We don't compete for top
Ozzy
4.
Gunner. Ozzy, by the way, Qasim, it's Vater, not Peter, okay? And when it comes to Vater.
Peter.
Vader, sorry.
Darth Vader.
Apologize.
Okay. And then Ozzy Gunner wanted to cook Matt, but Matt's gone. What do you want to say, Ozzy Gunner?
Well, look, with the Chelsea situation at the moment, right? I think all the Chelsea fans have to understand one thing. Your owner right now is running your club like a McDonald's. You guys want a really good meal, but you want it real quick. It's not going to bloody happen. Your main issue here is Todd Boehly, right? It isn't your manager, all right? Your manager isn't the issue. It's Boehly, right? You guys have made signings one after the other, right? And don't get me wrong, they could be decent, but we're not going to know that. Todd B's come in and he's chopping heads off like you won't believe. And the major issue here is, and it long may continue, but the major issue is he doesn't know what he's doing. He's getting rid of hierarchy. He's getting rid of it left, right, and center because of his ego. And I know everyone's sitting there saying, at Chelsea, we don't believe in a process. Believe in it. You now have an American owner. He doesn't know what he's doing. Let's be honest, Chelsea fans. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He's got no idea about football. This guy's going to go and sign LeBron James to play on your team. And you guys are looking at Graham Potter, and you're looking at Graham Potter, and Potter isn't good enough. Well, at least he has an idea about football. Your owner has just bought a club.
So there's Tuchel,
got no clue.
Everything he said is right. Everything is right. I agree. And actually, in my
It's that owner.
No,
Tuchel
it's right.
Tuchel backed himself.
Yeah,
Tuchel
absolutely.
backed himself.
It's just I don't think. Listen, if he goes and get the decent manager, in my opinion, decent manager, and I'm talking about bad boy manager, I don't have an issue with that. But I agree with everything he said. He hasn't got a clue, and you're absolutely spot on. I'm not disputing that whatsoever.
So you admit that the owner is the problem, but you still want Graham Potter out because you're
because Graham Potter is not good enough, Gal. It's not good enough, bro.
But you're expecting Graham Potter to get a note out of these players who've just come together 15 minutes ago. And are these and Egal, do these look like Potter players? Do these look like Potter players? Are these Potter's players? Did Potter go for these players?
Right, my man. Let me ask you. Do you think you're sticking for Graham Potter? So let me ask you now. Do you think Graham Potter signed Felix?
No.
Yo, guys.
Graham Potter signed Modric, 100 million.
Guys, we're spending too much time on this.
No, it's not his signing, is it? So
I don't think so.
It's like Conte. Conte spent it out. Correct me here, but that's his signing. That's working with Paratici. That's his signing. I'm asking you: is Graham Potter signed? Do you think he signed Fernandes? The answer is no.
No.
100 million. The answer is no. So it's just written in the wall, bro. It's not the right.
Let's stop there. Let's stop there. Ozzy Gunnar, big up to you for jumping through, bro. But before you go, let me ask you this: what do you think about the title race?
The title race. It's an interesting one, Egal, isn't it? Are you keen? I am. I love it now. You know why? Egal, you know what I love?
I'm not disrespecting City, but I think
no, Egal, trust me on this, right? This is what I want. City are going to win it. Don't worry about Arsenal. City are going to win it. Trust me, City are going to win it. Don't worry about Arsenal. We can't do anything. It's all up to City to win this title. We've got no hope in the world. That's what I want. I want that all bloody day. So that way everybody can just be focusing on City. And don't forget, Egal, Man United are still fucking fiddling in the background.
Hey.
You're not sure.
Man United are back there, and everyone's not saying anything about them. They're not saying nothing. They're all going shh on Man United. But you know what? They're back there as well.
Ozzy Gunnar. Your take on the title race is let Arsenal be the underdogs. Let City be the favorites.
Yeah. Because remember, Egal, we haven't got any decent players. We haven't got any decent players. We haven't got any depth. We've got nothing. We're just fluking it, Egal. It's a fluke.
Oh my god.
The whole thing's a fluke. It's a conspiracy. Arsenal are up there because the referees love us.
Ozzy Gunnar, yeah. Listen to this, yeah.
This is a new one. This is a new one, right, Vader?
Listen, no, it's not a new one. It's not a new one. This is Liverpool's playbook. Let's play the underdogs and let's try to go through the season and get a result. I've seen this many times.
Yo, guys, Vader is leaving in 7 minutes. Monty, please let Vader finish. Bro, give us your take on the title race.
Well, go ahead, and I'll go.
One thing. I want to say, for months, I've been trying to get out of Egal. Are you in the title race? Go watch previous lives. I've been saying it for months. Are you in? He said no. And then one day, I think what game was it? I think it was I can't remember what game. But he ran and said, "We're going for the league. I said, "That's the energy I want to hear. Go for the league. Challenge. Do what you need to do."
100%. Look, I'm not falling for any of this underdog talk. I've seen the script. I've seen the playbook. Klopp, Liverpool, all those men tried to run that last year. It's not flying with me. You don't have the start that you had and not be in a title race. All right? I'm going to say it. I'm going to continue to say this. You guys are favorites to win because of how you started the season. Facts. 100%. I don't care what the bookies have to say. I don't care what the odds are. How you started the season, the form that you were in. You guys are favorites. Now, City's going to make this a battle, man. We don't give up on any league. You'll never hear us say the league's yours. Go take it. We fight to the very end. Pardon me?
Didn't Pep say, "Oh, it's over like a few weeks ago"?
That's sarcasm. If you,
don't
you know,
do
Pep,
that,
you know
man.
Pep when
We
he's doing
could
his
all
sarcasm.
play that game.
Oh, hey,
But-
Pep, come on.
But it is a title race, and right now it's actually looking like a 3-team title race. I know United, they don't want to say anything
Hey,
either.
Hey,
They want to
remember
move in
what I
silence.
said? Remember what I
But-
said? Don't talk about us. Don't talk about us.
No, but you're
Manchester
not.
United are in a title race, by the
You're
way.
not going to
They are.
beat Barcelona.
They are.
You're not going to beat Barcelona and be in the league a couple points behind City and Arsenal and not being a
No,
title
we're
race.
not involved.
All right?
We're just here for
You're
vibes.
not going to get the acquisition of Casemiro and have
We're
Champions
not
League
involved,
Varane
man.
and all those
We're just
men
here for-
and
listen.
say you're no. That's fine.
No.
That's
We're
not
here for
fine.
vibes, man. Hey, don't mind
I'm-
us. Don't mind us. We're
I
focusing on
love the
Newcastle
fact
and
that there's
Tottenham.
3 teams. I love the fact that there's 3 teams in the mix. We'll see how all 3 of us navigate Champions League, Europa, and FA Cup.
Why ain't
You're
Newcastle
right.
in the
Hey,
title
hey,
race?
hey,
Well,
hey,
come
you
on.
know something?
League Cup, you're forgetting.
I
League Cup, we're
honestly-
still in that.
I would play a B team in the Europa League. I don't really give a
Oh,
shit.
come
about
on,
it.
Igal. Oh, come
What do you
on.
I don't-
a B team?
Oh,
I really
come
don't
on.
care. I'm putting
You
out
can't
Trossard.
reject European silverware, brother.
I'm putting listen.
Like a homeless man saying no
listen,
to a subway.
Relax.
in cold
I'm putting.
Come on.
I'm playing. Jakob Kabor, Rob Holding, Tierney,
Wow, man,
Trossard
stop talking.
in the Europa League. That's the reality. I'm
Yeah, because you have bigger fish.
Yeah,
in
but
the pie.
you won't blame Arsenal for that. If Arsenal top of the league, I mean,
No.
it's all about prioritize. If Arsenal prioritize the league, I agree with Igal. They're gonna go with a second
Imagine,
team.
no, but
Who you
bro,
prioritize?
Imagine if in 1999 Sir Alex Ferguson prioritized competitions, then there'd be no
that's different,
trouble.
that's different. No,
One
no,
second.
that's
Let me
different.
ask you guys this,
Your
Alan.
team.
One
Igal,
second. Stop. Alan, Arsenal are in the title race with City. Do we prioritize the league or the Champions League? I mean the EuropaAgue. What are you saying?
Both.
Win every
Oh.
goddamn game.
Both. Hold on.
You
hold
guys
on,
are
hold
good,
on,
man.
hold on,
I'm
hold on,
tired
hold
of
on.
this
I'll tell you
talk.
why. I'll tell you why. So obviously in the league, best start probably in your history in the Premier League, or one of the best starts in the Premier League. The way you are,
Best
5
start in
points,
history.
or you can go obviously 5 points with your game in hand. Man City are not that good this season; they've fallen off from last season, so they're there for the taking, which Liverpool didn't have. But then if you look at the Europa
Hey,
Europa
Vader,
League,
you're smiling too
best
much. You
teams,
know.
you're one of the best teams to win that. Let's be honest. And your European success isn't all that. So it's for you to
Yep.
get on the European ladder and have success in Europe as well. So why would you not prioritize both?
Bro,
You can
you
have-
have the team to do it.
I'm not
You
sure
have
about
the team to do it.
Kind
Guys
of.
are
listen to
very
that,
good
man.
team.
I'm going to say something.
You
I'm
guys
not
have a
insulting
very good
Arsenal.
team. I don't understand.
I don't think
you guys have a very
Arsenal got a
good
big
team.
squad, in my opinion. So it's going to be one. Listen, United looks stronger, but you don't want to draw to United, in my opinion. You don't want to draw to United.
We're
I
not
think,
here. One
I
day,
think
don't mind us.
in my opinion, I think Arsenal should be prioritize the league, in my opinion, because the squad is not big.
Yeah,
I
the
couldn't
squad's
agree
not
more.
big.
You see
so they're
Arsenal,
only
yeah?
going to play.
I couldn't
they're gonna
agree more.
focus
Arsenal
If I
on
had
one
to
match
choose,
a week.
In general, yeah. Honestly, you guys are good enough to win the Europa. Forget compete. You guys are good enough to win. So imagine you challenge for the league and you finish second and you didn't put out your good players, or you put out your B team in the Europa League and you fall off on both sides. Like sometimes that's what happens when you put all your eggs in one basket. It might not work out. And it's like
That's
You wanna know
imagine you
something?
get second. Imagine you get second and
Good
win
point.
the Europa League. That is a very,
Good
very
point.
good season.
You know what
It's a
though?
very,
You know
very
I
what? though?
don't want second. I don't give a shit about second. I
Wait.
don't care about coming second. Unlike other people who just want to wait, I believe that everyone should hear what I'm about to say. Everyone should hear what I'm about to say. I genuinely believe that it got to a level where we're now in the race. We're neck to neck with City. We're going to go until the end if we can. But when it comes down to it, if we do finish second, in heart of hearts, a lot of people are going to be disappointed. It's not a situation where we're going to come out of this season
But at least
finishing
you've got
second and
silverware,
being happy.
you know. But at least you got
Okay.
silverware. That's what I'm trying to get to you.
No,
I'm
I
saying-
hear.
Just because you
I gotta bounce. I gotta bounce. So let me say
Yeah,
this.
one
I gotta
second.
bounce.
Vader's got to go. Let
I
him
got-
say his thing.
From what I'm witnessing, from what I've observed, I think Igal last few seasons has been 5th, disappointing, 8th, disappointing. But during that whole time, he was watching Liverpool, and Liverpool never prioritized the league, and they didn't win. Right? They lost last season by a point. Had they prioritized the league, maybe it's a different story. Maybe that's where Igal's coming from. I don't want to have a story like Liverpool. I'm gonna put all my eggs into this league and have no regrets whether I win it or lose it. Okay.
And look, stop acting like
you're acting like you're not gonna be there.
Stop acting like we give a shit about the Europa League to the same level as the Premier League. It's a trophy. I get you.
Exactly.
But the Europa League and the Premier League, what is the difference?
I'm
The
not
difference
saying
is-
I'm not answering that.
I'm
You're
gonna
going to deal with that on your own. I'm out, guys. Yo,
Bye,
let's get
Peter.
on.
Can I say something again before I go?
Everyone understand my point. Arsenal win the Premier League. We go in pot 1 in the Champions League regardless. Yep. We're in the Champions League. We win the Europa League. We're in pot 1 in the thing, and we're in the Champions League anyways. Either way, we're already in the Champions League because we're second in the Premier League. We might as well win the league, get that trophy in our cabinet.
There's no guarantee. You're acting like there's a guarantee.
But there's no guarantee that we're going to win Europa.
Europa League is a cup competition. There's much more. There's much more random in cup competitions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you're saying if you lose to Ferencváros from Hungary, you're gonna be happy with that?
Okay,
bro,
but Steve,
I honestly don't care if I lose to
Union Saint Joa, Union Berlin.
I don't care if I lose to Union Berlin. I don't care if I lose to Union Berlin if I win the Premier League. That's the reality.
Can I ask a question?
It's a heavyweight. The Premier League trophy is a heavyweight trophy.
It is.
Can I ask a question? You ask Arteta to take it easy in Europa League and you do that and you get knocked out next round and you fall short in the Premier League. You're telling me you're going to be happy with your season because you gave up the European trophy? Because we're doing hypotheticals here. You're doing let me finish. You're doing a hypothetical for the positive, like, and how it's going to turn out positive for Arsenal. But let's look at it as a hypothetical negative. You go to you're asking for Arteta to take it easy in the Europa League. You do that, you get knocked out, and then you fall short in the Premier League. Arsenal fans will be absolutely livid.
I would understand that we prioritized the league and we came short. The reality is, if we don't prioritize either one and we try to half-ass it, and at the end of the day we still come short in both situations, I'll be more upset that we stretched ourselves thin and we didn't prioritize one. And in my opinion, the Premier League, this opportunity that we had, when we had it against Leicester, we didn't prioritize it. We messed it up. We didn't strengthen in January. This time, we strengthened in January.
Arsenal will be in the title race again. You guys are acting like
can I just say something before I go, guys? Because I have got to go, bro.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
Let me say something before I go. Right. First of all, I've been on my channel. I've been asked about. I would take the Premier League over the Champions League, in my opinion. I mean, we won the Champions League twice. We didn't win the Premier League since 2016-17 under Conte. Okay, and I think the Premier League is the most hard competition on the planet Earth because 38 games, week in, week out. You got to be consistent. You got to be fit. Listen, ultimately, the Champions League or the Europa League is a cup competition. On the day, anyone can beat anyone. Look us. The proof is in the pudding. We won the Champions League 2 years ago and we ended up finishing fourth. See the difference between the Champions League and the league. We finished fourth in the league. That's why when you get a team like City or Liverpool, last 5 years been dominating the British football because they're so consistent and they were actually the best two teams in the planet Earth that time, right? So I think, and my opinion is, prioritize the league over the Champions League or Europa League. I think is crucial. Go for the two competition. City will go for the two competition because City got a big squad, right? But Arsenal, I don't think so. I think they got a small squad, and I think if I'm Arsenal shoes, I will go for the league over the European League. Thanks for having me. I appreciate that. Take care, guys, and have a.
We have to have you on.
Can I have my?
Let Ozzy go.
Look, Egal, on your point, all right? Now, Egal's talking about putting out a B team. Now, let's talk about this B team real quick. Egal, let's talk about this B team that you could be putting out. Takehiro Tomiyasu's B team, apparently, right? Now, out of our centre-backs, we could have one starting centre-back in that lineup. Now, that could be Gabriel, or it could be Saliba, whatever, right? Our left-back, our B-Tech's left-back is Kirintini, B-Tech, right? Our midfield could still have Jorginho in there, right? Could still have Jorginho in there with a Granit Xhaka and maybe an Emil Smith-Rowe, right? Our wingers could switch. it's not the worst B team that we could have up there. It's not the worst B team. Trossard on the left. Maybe we're going to have to start Nketiah or play Trossard as a false 9. Play Issa on the left. Maybe start Odegaard. It's prioritizing the Premier League as our starting 11 plays these games because we need every point. And if we're going to be playing against a slightly weaker team in Europa League, well, then we are going to have to put out a slightly weaker team because at the end of the day, the Premier League is a heavyweight trophy. Europa League, I'm sorry, guys, it's lightweight.
No, I agree. No, everything you guys have said, I wholeheartedly agree in the sense that the Premier League is the hardest competition in the world to win, and cup competitions, anyone could win. That's not my point. My point is you guys are acting like you guys are not going to be in a title race next season or the season after. Like you guys are acting like you're not meant. Like the whole point of wait. The whole point of Arteta's project or this whole thing is that you guys are constantly challenging and sustaining those challenges throughout seasons. Just because you're in this position now, that doesn't mean you're not going to be in this position in the future.
Well, we can't predict that.
But look at Liverpool. Look what happened to Liverpool. That weren't they supposed to be up there with City this season? Look where the hell they are. You never know what's going to happen. Just like Eagle said, you can't predict it. Football is one of those things that you never know. Man United, look where they are. Who would have thought this? Chelsea, look where they are. Who would have thought this? The Premier League is a league that's it's very volatile. So when you're in a position that we're in, right, Eagle, you can agree with me here. You're going to put all your eggs in one basket. The starting 11 plays every single bloody game it can in the Premier League. And if we can chop and change in the Europa League, so be it. If we can go through in the Europa League and start picking up, and we start progressing, that's a different story.
Let me ask you guys this: if you can guarantee a trophy, wouldn't you rather have the Premier League trophy?
Of course, Premier League. I'm not deluded. I'm not deluded.
Of course. All right, now let me.
1 second. Let Steve go, and then we're gonna go into the predictions.
Bro, the thing is, I don't like this prioritizing nonsense. For me, I think it's nonsense because number one, bro, you should be going out there as a manager, win every goddamn game. Win every goddamn game. I know that can't happen. It's not possible, but that should be the aim, right? You aim for the stars, you get on the moon. Like that's the thing, bro. This is what a big club is supposed to be out. You hear Real Madrid prioritizing a La Liga over a Copa del Rey or a Champions League or any of this? No, they go out there. Real Madrid.
The Premier League. The Premier League is a tougher competition than La Liga.
It is.
Okay,
I'm not debating that, but it is still difficult to win a league title.
Let me make my words clear. When I say prioritize, I mean you do not play your best 11 in both competitions. You rotate. You rotate in one competition.
So it don't matter who you play. Does it matter who you play?
Okay, so you're gonna.
I'm not saying don't play Bukayo Saka in the Europa League. I'm just saying.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
I'm just saying you make instead of playing the first 11 in both competitions, you play 7 players or 6 players in one competition, and you play the 11 in the other. That's it. It's not.
So let's say you get.
So wait. Week in, week out, you're gonna have 6-7 changes per week.
No. Same thing as we were doing it. We were doing this all Europa League. I don't know if you're aware, but what we've been doing all Europa League is
group stages,
we've been taking out one center back. We've been changing the 2 fullbacks. We've been changing 1 midfielder, and we've been changing 2 of the forwards.
Yes, 5 or 6 changes. That's what I'm trying to allude to. So you're basically saying from now to the rest of the season, every game that you play. So that is Prem, FA Cup, and no, are you in there? I don't know. But Prem and let's say Prem and Europa, for example. Prem and Europa. Okay, so you're saying from now to the end of the season, every game 5 to 6 changes in between.
No, so it doesn't have to be 5 to 6 changes.
It doesn't have to be, bro.
But what you're saying. I'm just saying.
Listen to this.
Like
Zinchenko and Ben White don't touch the Europa League, for example, right? You have a situation where Odegaard and Xhaka, they take turns on who starts in the Europa League. You have a situation where Jorginho, he starts every Europa League game. Partey starts every Premier League game. You have a situation where Eddie Nketiah, when fit, starts every Europa League game. Jesus plays every Premier League game. You have a situation where Saka, he rests one game, he plays another game. You have a situation where Martinelli, Trossard, he plays one game, he plays the other game.
Does it depend on your route, though, Igal? So let's say you get.
Of course, it depends on your position.
This is what City do every week. Why are we so shocked?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, but the difference
There's nothing
is
wrong with what he's
them,
saying. It's
they
not
can
about
make, they
throwing.
can make two 11s.
We can do that now.
We can.
No, but the levels. No, you can make two 11s, but I'm saying the difference with City, the
All right.
levels are constant. They're at similar. So
Bro,
you're like, wow,
Tomiyasu and thing, there's no drop off.
No.
Zinchenko and Tierney, there's a
White,
little
Matt
drop off.
Turner,
Right.
Ramsdale. Do you think there's a huge drop off? I don't really think so.
Listen,
I
I'm not
think
gonna lie to
Turner's
you.
done all right.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Matt Turner's not that bad.
Yeah.
He's a
The
perfect backup goalkeeper. Perfect.
Anyways,
Look,
I'm just gonna say this. I
bad
think
injuries.
sometimes people forget how our squad is. I'm not saying we have the deepest squad, but we can rotate some positions without too much issues.
All right.
It's the system that works. Anyways,
Fair enough.
score predictions: Arsenal, Leicester. Alan, what are you saying?
Which ground?
It is at Leicester's ground.
2-2. Desmond.
2-2. Really?
Desmond 2-2.
Why? Logic.
Huh?
What's the logic?
What's the logic is that they've got a bit better. And let's be honest, before obviously they lost to Man United, they had their chances and all that. They're playing better. So I think they'll cause you problems. I don't think it's going to be as straightforward as you think, but I don't think they'll get a win. I think it'll be 2-2.
Leicester do like scoring goals.
And
They
then
scored
Bournemouth, and then Bournemouth, Man City.
Well, for me,
1-0 Man City.
Bournemouth, Man City. Yeah. What's your score prediction?
4-0 Man City.
Okay. So you think City's going to take over the title race? I personally, I'm going to go Arsenal win, City win. We both win. City's going to have a close 2-1. Arsenal's going to have a close 2-0. What about yourself, Aussie Gooner?
I think 3-1 to Arsenal at Leicester. I think Man City are going to come out hard against Bournemouth. I think it's going to be 3-0. I think they're going to dominate them.
3-0. People in the sky holding and Kavor is a massive drop off. That's why you play one of the starting center backs.
Yeah, exactly. You put someone starting beside them. We're not going to put two
Let's
center
not
backs
get
that aren't.
stuck on it, Aussie Gooner, though, because we're going to get stuck on that conversation forever.
Yeah, we'll go back to it.
What are you saying, Monty? These two games, score predictions: Arsenal, Leicester, Bournemouth, Man City.
I think it'll be 2-0 Arsenal. Man City 4-1.
And then what about you, Steve?
I'm going 1-0 Man City over Bournemouth. And I will go for Arsenal Leicester. I'll go high scoring affair for sure. 3-2 Arsenal.
3-2 Arsenal. And then the last game now is the quick fire round, guys. People saying 3-1 Arsenal. People saying 3-0 Arsenal, 4-1 City.
I think Arsenal will keep a clean sheet, to be fair. I don't think
Let's go.
No, I just so don't see it.
Let's go to
Ramsdale going to do some fucking filth.
Let's go to Crystal Palace, Liverpool before we wrap up. This is going to be the last game we talk about.
At Selhurst Park.
At Selhurst Park, Crystal Palace are going to be playing Liverpool. I think Liverpool are back. I think Liverpool beat them. 2-1. I think, mark my words, Liverpool are actually going to compete for this top 4 at the end of the season. They're going to catch up to you, Tottenham. Guys.
Compete to be the 4th loser. What a. So one quad to another. One quad to another.
Bro, you're very negative. If they get top 4 from the position that they were in, that's a massive comeback.
Yeah.
And are they going to win the UCL next year? Probably not.
No, but they need top 4 to continue to recruit.
Financially.
They need top 4 to recruit the Jude Bellingham.
Bro, they don't have any money.
Casemiro went to Man United and they were in the Europa League. He left the European champions, bro.
No, but Liverpool and Man United is 2 different things, bro.
Man
United can spend record money on Pogba when they're in the Europa League. I don't think a lot of clubs can do that.
I will never forget that, Pogba joined us, and then I think that's the same summer Mustafi was joining you guys as well.
From Valencia.
But also Liverpool that year also signed Sadio Mane from Southampton. One second. Liverpool signed Sadio Mane from Southampton that same summer, and he was the best.
They raided Southampton. They signed like 4 guys from Southampton. Bro, Liverpool. Southampton was Liverpool B, man. Let's be real back then.
Just like Brighton is Arsenal B. But yo, Alan,
literally.
Wait, I gotta.
One second.
I'll talk to you.
Let Alan jump in before we go. Alan, what are you saying?
2-0 Palace.
Why?
Did you not just see what happened in Champions League.
My guy. I'm with you,
No,
bro.
but
I'm so
not
with you on
gonna
this one. I'm not
translate.
saying a lot.
That's not going to translate.
Okay, and when they were winning the Champions League, it didn't translate into the Premier League. It does just because it's 2 + 2 doesn't equals 4 with Liverpool this season. They're absolutely shocking. They're going to
Quick
lose.
maths, Spurs.
Nil.
Quick maths.
Thanks.
Hey.
Okay.
I had a calculator underneath. You can see it.
Yeah.
People say Alan's a hater. Yasin's calling you a
Liverpool
hater.
fans are coming for me though. That's I can't. Yeah, ever since I wrecked them, they
No,
don't like
because the reason why they're coming for you, you're a Tottenham fan mentioning trophies.
No, it weren't just that. It's the tweet I put out on Wednesday.
There was no need for that, Egal. That was a little dig, man, for the little Spurs.
No, it's fine. But Liverpool can't say that. I put a tweet out on Wednesday, and Liverpool fans have just absolutely come for me ever since because they didn't like my tweet. So it is what it is.
He said Liverpool are out of all the competitions. They're
It's
out.
the Mickey Flanagan joke.
Out.
They're not just out. They're not just out. They're out of all the competitions.
Yeah.
And Liverpool fans didn't like it.
Hey, it is what it is. Steve, you had something to say before we go?
Oh, what was I forget.
It's all good.
Palace Liverpool prediction. I'll go for a 1-1. Palace haven't won a home game in God knows how long, or just a game since December 31st. So I'll take a draw.
You know what? And then just looking at the remaining games, there's nothing really. Leeds, Southampton.
That's a big game. That's
a relegation battle right there.
That's
Leeds,
I got Saints 2-1.
Leeds need to win that. I like Leeds. I'm not gonna lie.
Leeds haven't won since Leeds have not won since November. That's the crazy part.
Forget that. Yeah, if people found what I predicted Leeds in the start of the season, people would call me crazy.
What'd you say, like 7th?
I was there,
bro.
remember?
I said 9th. I'll never forget. I said,
yo, remember what I said about Sterling? People thought I was crazy.
Yeah, I remember that.
You are crazy, but man, come on.
I'll take a Nottingham.
I said Sterling was gonna flop. AK said Erling Haaland's gonna flop.
This year there's not been a worse howler than AK. I swear, nothing can top that. Nothing.
Nah.
How can a guy say
you know what's the worst howler? The fact that he got cancelled, bro. That was horrible. How can a guy say, "Hey, Haaland won't touch 13 Prem goals this season"? I was like, damn.
That's mad.
Damn.
Everton, Aston Villa. I think Everton beat Aston Villa. West Ham, Nottingham Forest. I think Nottingham Forest keep a clean
Nottingham
sheet.
Forest win.
Yeah, Nottingham Forest win that.
And Fulham Wolves, bro.
Fulham.
That's a
come
draw,
on.
man.
Fulham.
Come on,
That's Fulham.
If Fulham win that game, by the way, they're tied on points with Newcastle, by the way. Albeit we have 2 games in hand.
Yo,
Mitro effect.
Fulham is actually the toughest game in the league right now. Fulham away.
The real team in West London.
Yeah.
They're better than Chelsea.
Fulham have been
the real team in West London. Only team in West London. You know what I mean, bro?
Let's
only one I can see. Only one I can see. You know what I mean, bro?
Let's end it here because Alan's got to go to sleep. Everyone's got work tomorrow.
That's bedtime, guys.
We gotta go. Have yourselves a wonderful day. This has been a great episode of Vibes from the Six, where it's been controversial arguments, everything.
Good.
Hopefully, you guys enjoy. Big up Steve for the super chat. Honestly, really do appreciate it, my guy. And big up everyone who supported the channel. You guys have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful day. We're out of here, people. Peace.